quick check. Hork is suspended partly, perhaps with one leg dramatically braced on the stage area there, grappling with this huge jointed coiling mantis / dragon being whose fiery exterior will probably be doing damage to you the next round of this interaction. Meanwhile, corpses litter this particular stage. Also down here, there are cries of woe and terror among the various congregants and visitors because they are being attacked by 7 giant wasps and 2 flying or floating creatures that look like lampreys swerving through the air and latching onto people and sucking their blood. And also the sea fowl is forming into its humanoid shape also on the floor of this area. So they have a rich, target-rich environment, as they call it, of non-player characters to descend upon, which they are doing. Up here we have several corpses in various states of destruction. We have a wolf dragging an immobilized Alexian in this direction. And we have, as I say, you are more or less in this whole phosphorescent column with the creature. And we also have the tall, weird being with the extensible arms and apparently some sort of priest-like approach, who is now realizing that you are trying to subvert the godling or whatever it is. So you have become, as of now, their least favorite person.
And there's also my henchman.
Yes, and Theonos, still alive, has actually been keeping that being busy. They haven't been able to attack you because Theonos has been fighting them, which, given his numbers and their numbers, is a bit of a miracle. So currently, that is our, dare I say, chaotic situation up here. And of course, as I say, the poor, wounded, misunderstood, and unappreciated Quasit. Well, that's right, that's the wolf who's dragging you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh, well, you should tell it that. You
Yeah.
should tell it so. I mean, come on. Now, so that's all that awfulness is happening here. Hazel, meanwhile, is, I believe, running in this direction.
We are on the way upstairs,
up
yes.
this ramp, and is coming into this area, 14 in my map.
Well, we are
yes.
going to slow down before we come in there
Okay.
and check the
That's probably
vicinity.
a really, that's
I mean,
a good
we are-
idea. Right.
We are not in a full-blown panic.
Mm-hmm.
We just wanted to put a little bit of distance between us and whatever was in the mirror down there.
So you have a time to raid their coffers.
That's the idea. That's what they're hoping for.
We have had a couple of unsuccessful attempts to find things. Let me put it this way.
Mm-hmm. And as you look around this corner and can pause here and kind of peep into this space, there are no doors or anything, as you can see, into this semicircular space. There is a surreal quality to the interior here. I mean, as if the rest of it is not surreal.
Compared to what?
Well, compared to the rest of it, which is relatively...
So even more.
Even more.
Great.
And you are up high, so given the architecture that you know of this place, you know that the ceiling of this is actually the ceiling of the building itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so the curvature of the room actually matches the curvature of the outer
Mm-hmm.
surface. What now?
Not that we want to leave right now, but is there any sign of windows or other openings?
Checking for hidden doors.
Hidden.
And I believe there's something about being a half-elf that makes that easier. Because that is not something that, that is not something associated with being a thief. That's something anybody can do. But I think half-elves are better at it. Secret or concealed doors are difficult to hide from half-elves, just as they are noticeable by elves.
I don't have a number on that.
It is a 1 in 6 chance. Oh, actively seeking, a 2 in 6 chance. Wait, concealed. Sorry, 2 in 6 for a secret door, 3 in 6 of locating a concealed door, which in this case would be the case. It is a concealed, not a hidden or secret door.
So I'm rolling a d6.
And 1 in 3. Why, yes, you do spot, in fact, the panel which can slide apart and allow winged creatures to freely go forth. And as I described, this is domed and curved, so you're actually relatively close to the ceiling, which is to say, if you get close to the edge, you're reasonably close enough that you might, with a little bit of help, like with somebody lifting you or something, to be able to get to it.
Good to know.
It's not very far ahead. So that is something that you can see.
So I have rope and I have cremation, and maybe together we can make it out of here after we have found what we are looking for.
There you go.
Nice. Good to know. So I'm just going to point it out to her.
Right.
That's our plan B.
Excellent. Now, let's take a look now at Robert, who was headed across past the Dryad's tree to this place that apparently Lexian thinks is his. And how did I do this before? Right there, through here. Yeah, that's the stable where the baboons like to live. And I had put a door in this end coming through here, creating what we made this before. So that means this is the street door, but this coming through here, through this courtyard, would be coming through the center part as it faces you from where you are. Otherwise, you would have to go out to the street and around to get to that door. This here is now the cleaned up, proper home of the little good god. The former habitation of the little shed is now treated just as a shed, with rakes and buckets and things that a shed should have in it. This is the Dryad's tree. This is the street. Here is the street. Here is the center for universal munificence, in which all of this madness is occurring. You have left this and you are headed over here. This is the courtyard I spoke about. You could go directly in that way, or you can go out to the street around to the ordinary street door. But that is up to you. You do have to hop this fence to get in this way, but it's not entirely too difficult.
I think I could jump the fence.
Okay, so you're going to head in this way, which brings us here. Okay. Well, in this tiled courtyard area and this little square that used to be a garden but is now all overgrown, you can see that the baboons have been busy. They have constructed what seems to be some sort of shrine right here with a crude statue that they have slapped together from various nameless substances or body parts perhaps, and junk and things like that. But the baboons have been strikingly artistic and talented in making this shrine, and you may realize with your high wisdom that it is viewed from a certain angle a startlingly recognizable face of Alexia.
I have not been doing it, by the way. I have not told you anything of to do that.
Oh, really?
I just got.
They also seem to have been preparing for something, because there is a pile of chains and a cleared space on the other side of this altar, on the side that you would go around as you come to the house. There's a cleared space that has been had stakes pounded into the four corners in a shape that seems at least compatible with the size of a human being. And then chains have been set up there. They seem to be ready to confine or restrain somebody in that spot. If you think about the baboon's point of view, you think you can imagine exactly whom they dislike the most at this time.
Oh dear.
So that is what you see as you come in here. And then it's a question of whether the baboons, we already checked. We already checked 2 weeks ago to see whether you were surprised by the baboons leaping upon you in a moment of inattention.
Yeah.
Probably at the moment when you say, Alexia? But you were not. You are too clever and too alert for that to happen. But the baboons, being obviously taking a more proactive, faith-based approach to their activities, are similarly watchful and are not surprised by your sudden appearance either. So you do in fact have one baboon above you, looking down from this roofed area above the courtyard, and a couple of them skulking about. Let's see here. They would probably be associated with the stables where they live, so they are creeping out from there, from this corner into this space where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And the way in, by the way, is to either go through this beat up door right there. And is there another way in from here? You'd think there would be. Yeah, that is in fact a door that is very unused. The baboons don't use that door, and it may even take a moment to realize that it is in fact a door, just because it's so disused and overgrown. But it is there. You guys walked right past it in the dark, even though you could see, but it was so unused and kind of boring looking, and besides, skeletons were coming out. So that's why you didn't notice that door before from the inside. It's more apparent to you now, being in the day. So shall we roll some initiative? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be a D6. I roll a 5. And a 5. Simultaneous initiative tells us no one gets taken out before attacking, aside from the quicker action categories below. So do you want to cast a spell first? You already cast protection from evil.
Yeah.
And so...
I believe I
You got a blessing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so let's quickly do the protection issue, which is right here. First level, second level. Weird. I thought it was a. Okay, having trouble with my alphabet. There. Okay, double checking. Magical armor. Preventing bodily contact by creatures of an enchanted or conjured navel. Summoned animals or monsters similarly hedged. Any and all attacks launched by evil creatures incur a penalty of -2. And their saving throws. If they do anything that makes you do a saving throw, you get a +2 to your saving throw. And then we also have the blessing. Make sure you've got that. They're -2 to hit you, and you get a +1 to hit them. I believe that is the essence of what has happened here. Page 75. Page that shall live in memory. Because the baboons look a little different than they did before. They seem bigger. And not as big as Gurko, but they are on their way. They are clearly bloating, and remember Gurko had some sort of tumorous growths as well. A couple of them have some of those. They're clearly feasting and swelling with evil and becoming bigger creatures with more hit dice. And therefore are, eager to slay and maul. And although you are not Hork, they jabber and gesticulate at the sacrificial area in a sense of, well, maybe a practice run is a good idea. Reaching for your dice, good idea. Okay, so since it is tied initiative, that means everybody gets to attack, and all the damage is assessed for everybody, even for those who die. They still get their attacks in. So what we have is a horrific Conan takes on rabid baboon slaughter fest. Let's see here, and I believe I wrote down a bunch of baboon things here, but I didn't write down the armor class, but that is easy enough. Yes. They are still armor class 7. And you have a +1 to hit, armor class 7 in this case. They have a -2 to hit you. What is your armor class?
4.
Right. Okay, they need a 14 or higher. What do you need to hit them?
What was their armor class?
It is 7.
Oh.
Okay. So, well, that's to hit armor class 11. Hold on. That's what it says on your sheet, right?
Yeah.
But you have a +1 to hit, so you need a 10 or higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so here they are. Get out your D20.
And remember that they have a -2 to its me.
I have already factored that in.
Yeah.
Ordinarily it would be 12, but at the moment it is now a 14. Double checking that. That is correct. Okay, on to the table we go.